Elon Musk isn't a good person. Now I know that this is a really unpopular opinion because Elon Musk is a poster boy for Zoomers because he posts and likes memes on Twitter. Right at the start of the world pandemic he was posting on Twitter how the panic is stupid and that people are panicking without a reason, even though people were falling and dying like flies into thousands of numbers. He belittled the virus and said how it was not that bad, and even compared it to a common flu. Now he posts tweets to free the country and that people have lost their freedom. Other than that he is praising Texas on Twitter for opening up stores and businesses. This is a great example of a billionaire that doesn't care about people and only cares about his money. I don't know how I feel about him at the moment. I am sad because he was one of the billionaires that were doing good for Earth. But this is just a big disappointment. I wonder where will he take this? What are your thoughts on this? This was known when he did that PR stunt when the kids were trapped in a cave and a worker justifiably got annoyed considering how serious BTHE situation is. What does Elon do? Calls him a pedophile then hires I to dig up dirt on him. He's an asshole. I think a lot of people ignore he called one of the guys who saved the children in Thailand a pedophile. I honestly feel like Elon Musk is an idealist. Thinks every problem can be solved with technology/engineering. He just forgets engineering/technology is good on paper but, practically speaking it is another thing. I remember him saying that solar power is the future and you can supply the USA with just solar power with like, 100 miles by 100 mile area, of Arizona covered in solar panels. He is correct in that sense technology-wise, practical hell no. Note, what do you not get about practical engineering projects? It requires money and political will. This is not city skylines. He's done good things and I like his memes, but some of the things he thinks/says disappoints me. You just committed suicide posting this on Reddit when he has a godlike status here. Edit. Why do I have so many upvotes if what I said is completely wrong? The Reddit ards are probably tracking your location through their network of mothers' basements. Here's hoping that they don't give you negative karma or send death threats like they usually do. Very brave thing to post on Reddit. r/enough Musk spam welcomes you. 100% agree. Reddit worships this man who has consistently proven himself to be selfish, disrespectful, and money hungry. I think someone can be a good person and also be wrong. Let me preface this with I have not read all of his tweets on COVID. He is not completely wrong. There is a lot places that are using COVID as an scapegoat to trample your civil liberties. For an example, South Korea is now tracking their citizens to figure out how many people you spread it to. Once you give the government that much power there's no getting it back. So when he makes statement like free the country in a sense I agree with him. He, along with people like Richard Dawkins and Neil deGrasse Tyson are in that weird group of people who are blessed with some great intelligence and excellent knowledge in their fields, but are some of the dumbest smart guys in the public sphere. They are so consistently off the mark in so many things it's weird. Environmental efforts aside, I think the unethical treatment of his workers, pre and during the pandemic, is worse than the COVID tweets. Disagree. There does need to be a balancing act between saving the economy and saving lives. It is easier and more emotionally satisfying to prioritize saving lives above all else, but if the economy collapses, medical infrastructure collapses with it, and even more lives will be lost. We need a balance, so I don't believe Elon Musk is a bad person for championing the economy. We need champions for both sides, so we can find the balance. Upvote this people. It's unpopular so it makes sense to make this a main discussion on the sub. B. You make some halfway valid points. I think some better critiques are the South African upbringing and his stance on South Africa because of it, the way he and his wife have separated but he still sees his kids often. I think they separated on good terms. I think he is a lot better than most billionaires. He clearly cares about good causes, and most importantly he knows how to put on a good public image, smoke weed on the Joe Rogan show. But he is still a billionaire, incredibly type A, and will sacrifice things to achieve his goals. But if you have ever watched a doc on him, I did, His story in terms of PayPal shows how he invests everything he has into making himself succeed. He is the prototypical global model of successful risk investment, and that deserves nothing but praise and close examination. TL, Dr. Upvote post, Elon Musk has issues but is too chill and cool for me to dislike him. I think it is completely defensible to favor lifting the lockdown. Let me start by saying I'm a physician and I'm working in the ICU caring entirely for COVID patients right now, and I fully understand the value of quarantine and the strategy of flattening the curve. Nonetheless, even though I think there is merit to that strategy, it still objectively is a violation of civil rights to order everyone to stay home and prevent citizens from freely going about their business. Beyond that, it isn't costless. It's not clear how many lives we are saving by quarantining. Everyone is still going to get this virus, just more slowly. The lives we will save are limited to those who would die only because hospitals are overwhelmed. Many people are dying despite having full resources of ICUs, and these people will die under any strategy. The lockdown hopefully saves those who would survive a ventilator but wouldn't have one in a state of true scarcity. It is not clear how many people that would be. That has to be measured against how many people are going to die or have their lives ruined by 25% unemployment, homelessness, poverty, and suicides that will all spike as a result of these lockdowns. I don't know how to do that math, I'm just focusing on saving who I can, but I don't pretend to clearly know what society as a whole should do. I don't think there's an obvious answer. I have no respect for those who say the virus is a hoax or is caused by 5G or whatever, but I do respect those who merely think the costs of the lockdown outweigh its benefits. I don't think Musk only cares about money, or at least I don't think that's a fair conclusion. He has plenty of money and he is the person who is easily able to weather a lockdown. It's the poor and the vulnerable who are most affected by the lockdowns, and you could just as easily conclude that it is those people Musk is advocating for. I have my own problems with him, chiefly the huge subsidies he receives for Tesla, but his opinion about the pandemic doesn't bother me. The truth is nobody knows what to do. I'm hip deep in this pandemic every day of my life, and I'm as lost as anyone. It bothers me that the less fact and less evidence there is, the stronger everyone's opinions seem to be, both with regard to public policy and with regard to the best medical approach to treating this disease. I'm just gonna keep doing my best. I can't wait for this to be over, I want to be able to sleep again. This is so exhausting.